Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
You're listening to TFG Cricket.
Good morning, guys. We are almost at the end of Big Bash League. This is the TFG Fantasy Cricket podcast. We are touching up on the finals between Sydney Sixers and Vivek Krishnan is with me. Sydney Sixers and
Perth Scorchers.
We saw that super over finish from where Sydney Sixers got into the finals. The only difference in the squad is Colin Munro is out of the Sydney Sixers squad.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and who is replacing him?
Well, I think it's Somerville who will probably come in, or Jordan Silk might come in for Colin Munro, but they can obviously afford not to play because they already have Bollinger, so plenty of options, and in any case the batting lineup is nicely filled, so not a big issue for them at all.
Other than that, it's almost the same squad.
It's almost the same squad. You have Daniel Hughes, you have Henry Case, you have Nathan Lyon, you have Ben Dorshes, you have Nick Maddinson. So all these guys, Brad Haddon, Johan Botha. So I've given you almost everybody. So that's the makeup of the team. And it's been a super tournament and a super over finish to a super tournament. I think in terms of quality of cricket, I think Big Bash stands above all the other leagues, even IPL, because IPL often doesn't generate quality. You see two poorly matched teams playing against each other. Obviously, the crowd also makes a big difference. And that's where I think the IPL, although they have better cricketers, when I say better cricketers, I'm talking about big names. Like you have so many foreign nationals coming to India and playing. But I think ultimately the domestic level, the quality of fringe players comes out into the fray, and that's where I feel we are miles away from Australian cricket. But that being said, I think it's been a wonderful tournament, and obviously now they have mentioned they'll be adding more matches next year. I think it's going from 35 to 43. And there are no intentions of increasing the number of teams, but again, who cares? 8 quality teams, 8 more matches, more expansion also on the women's side of things. So wonderful. Cheers to Cricket Australia.
Okay, so how will you approach this finals? Any changes, or you will go play safe?
No, I mean, after having played 30 odd matches, you obviously don't want to experiment. You know who's doing what, who's coming where someone might bowl, someone might bat, what the captain can think, the dimensions of the ground, everything can be considered. These two teams have met before. You know what the history is, so it's pretty simple, man. You don't do anything foolish, anything out of the ordinary. Just try and pick those tested players who have given you a lot of points over the entire league. I should say the duration of about a month and a half. There is Klinger, there is Sean Marsh. Sean Marsh, we kept saying, we persist with him because, like the saying goes, form is temporary, class is permanent. He has proven that. 2 back-to-back 50s, match-winning ones. Klinger, I think, will come to party, especially given the fact they are playing at home. He understands the conditions better than. There is Adam Voges. Mitchell Marsh will be missed once again. Mitch Johnson, Andrew Tye, you name it. And as far as the conditions go, Nikhil, we expect a batting beauty like we have seen at Perth over the league. I think we are going to see a high-scoring match. Also, both teams are evenly matched, in my opinion. I think the bowling is a little bit better when it comes to the Scorchers. Sixers probably don't have that much bite. Having said that, Abbott has done wonderfully well. Johan Botha has chipped in. Nathan Lyon was the surprise package. Not sure he'll get so much purchase at the Wacker, and that's where I feel you shouldn't be picking him. He picked up 4 wickets, wonderful, but you don't pick him. Colin Munro has left, which means Michael Lum could go back to opening the batting, and that's where I feel he's an integral part of your team. And our team for this is very simple. We stick to the same bunch. Whiteman as the keeper, who will open with Klinger. Then we have Klinger and Marsh. Then we have from the Sixers camp, Michael Lum, Daniel Hughes, Moses Henriques as our vice captain. Then we have the bowling in Andrew Tye, Mitchell Johnson, Richardson, and the two seamers from the Sixers camp, that is Sean Abbott, and Nikhil's eternal favourite Ben Dorshes. I don't again see him picking too many wickets, but like you said, 1 wicket also makes a lot of difference. Yes. And our captain has to be Michael Klinger. We just get a feeling that this is the match that he's going to respond big time. So that's the makeup of our team, unless any last time injuries, because this is being pre-recorded and the match is only going to be played tomorrow around 2 o'clock Indian time. So you have a lot of time, and just in in case last moment injuries do happen, we always respond and
stick to our
very much. And if we have the ability, if we have the resources, if we have the time, more than anything, we'll obviously make those changes, and we'll obviously make sure that we tweet or we whatever can be done to reach you. So
okay. Guys, as we promised last time that we'll be taking up questions, that you post on our Facebook page or Twitter handle. So there was this question. We would like to keep the identity as hidden because a lot of them are personal messages. The question was, how do you choose in T20 how many all-rounders to pick or how many bowlers to pick? Batsman is a safe bet because, if it's a high-scoring game, the conditions, you basically go for all 5 batsmen. But with respect to all-rounders, there is a dilemma. Vivek, how do you respond to that?
Well, I would say it all depends. There is no hard and fast rule written because obviously you take a lot of factors. Number 1, the conditions. Number 2, the opposition that is playing. Number 3, form. Number 4, team combination. For example, there are teams, I don't want to name any team here, but there are teams who don't have all-round options. For example, when we played the Heat versus... it was the Stars versus Perth Scorchers match. We only had Ashton Agar and Marcus Stoinis to pick. And that is again as per the rule, and we ended up picking only 1. But that's when there is no guarantee to how much you can have. 3, you can have 1. So people have written to us asking about the combination. We got a question about how many all-rounders to pick one day. And I remember at the start of the tournament, somebody asking me, why is it that you play 4 bowlers every time? For example, this final game, we have Sean Abbott, we have Doricius. These 2 have been the leading wicket takers for Sydney. Then you have Johnson, the way he created impact in that semi-final. And obviously Andrew Tye and Jai Richardson. So these guys have been doing wonderfully well. You can't ignore them, right, Nikhil? I mean, because of the wickets they have been taking, yes, we are compelled to take 5 bowlers. Where do we sacrifice? Probably the all-round department. Again, how many do Perth have? I think only 1, Ashton Agar. How many does Sydney Sixers have? Johan Botha and Moses Henriques. Whom do you pick? Moses Henriques. He might not bowl, but I don't care. The way he has been batting, Johan Botha might not get too much purchase. So that's how we work. That's how we analyze.
Vivek, this is from the BBL perspective, but when there is a T20 match between 2 international sides, it is very difficult to pick because all the all-rounders are highly priced. Because they take wickets, because they bat also well. In this scenario, how do you fit those 3 spots or those 2 spots?
Good question. It's difficult. Like we saw in yesterday's match, there was Yuvraj, there was Jadeja, there was Moeen Ali, there was Ben Stokes, there is Adil Rashid and Hardik Pandya. You can only pick 3, and we ended up picking Yuvraj, Ben Stokes and Hardik Pandya. Again, this is purely on form, purely on what kind of a role they might play. Moeen Ali did slightly better than Ben Stokes, but that probably wasn't expected. In a format like T20, you expect 3 or 4 overs from Ben Stokes, and you also expect him to bat up the order. So that's the logic, that's the thinking behind these things. Yuvraj Singh obviously could not be omitted because of the form that he's in, and there was a guarantee he might bat 4, and he did that. So these are the things that you have to take into consideration. There is, again, I repeat, no hard and fast rule. You have to understand there is a logic behind everything. There is an analysis. We just don't pick teams for the heck of picking it. So I really hope your queries, your doubts, everything is cleared. Obviously, you can keep writing to us, and we'll try and respond to you in any way possible. So
right, guys. You can read a lot of our fantasy-related articles on our website, thefancrush.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter at TFG Fantasy 11 and Facebook at Fantasy Pundit. You can listen to our podcast on IndusVox Media, iTunes, SoundCloud, Audio Boom, and definitely on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcast, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcasts galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.